Okay, this is the Jaguar I-Pace. Not a new car, but it's my first time driving it, and I love the drive, but I have videos of the drive later on, further down in this video, but now I'm just gonna go through the interior first. Now, over the past couple of years, whenever I had the chance of sitting in a Jaguar, let's put it this way, Jaguar's resurgence began in 2008 with the design of the XF, and then it was so successful, you know, with the rising gear knob thing, and then the subsequent XJ is beautiful, and I think it sort of went over their head. And then when they did the F-Pace and the XE, I think they were expecting huge numbers of sales, and then they cut costs with its interior. And that was evident. They were poorly built for a luxury mark, which the original XF wasn't, the XJ wasn't, and then the F-Pace and the XE had crap interiors. Okay, and then the second gen XF, they sort of went back, they built it better, but the damage was done. Okay, and I always complain that, hey, Jaguar and Land Rover are both under the same group. Why aren't Jaguar interiors as well built as Land Rover interiors, which are solid and just wonderfully put together? This one is wonderfully put together, just like that of any Land Rovers. Okay, anywhere you touch is premium materials, soft touch, everything is well fitted. Yes, there are plastics here, but it's alright. I mean, manufacturing will involve a lot of plastic, and look at these are those metal coated plastics in abundantly used here, and it's nice. It's really nice to the touch. It reminds me of Land Rovers. If you blindfold me and put me inside this car and I touch around, I would have swear this is a Land Rover. It is so familiar, you know, the dials and all that, and the touch points, the solidity of how things felt, and everywhere it's solid. I mean, you go into this, and then you go into I'm gonna mention Mercedes-Benz again. Sorry, Mercedes, but yeah, you are always the poster boy for creaky interiors now. And then up here is Alcantara. It's all very well built. You see, soft touch, leather, steering wheel feels fantastic, especially this curving part. Just keep running my fingers on it, and this part where this thing twists, you know, the twisting part is just brilliant. All right, it's very, very, very well built. You see, even inside here they have that little stripe thing that they mount on it. You see, always the door panel is always a molding, and then you have sharp molding lines inside. The other day in my Mazda 6 video, I showed that Mazda did a little plastic strip that mounts on it and gives you a smooth touch. This one as well. Of course, it's not as glamorous as Volvo S90 leather wrapping the entire door bin, but this one is alright. High quality plastics, you know, has a rubbery feel to the bottom as well. This is metal. Meridian sound system is really nice. Alright, it's nice. Plastic, I mean, don't expect Aston Martin piano black wood, okay? No, this is gloss black plastic, but the way they merge different materials and all that, the build is very nice. Okay, the build is very nice. Alright, so that's the steering wheel. Pretty okay in terms of execution, in terms of, you know, the adaptive cruise control over here. This one wasn't that evident at first because it shows menu, okay, left, right. I thought this is purely for menu, but then as you scroll it, it's for volume. And this diamond thing, I have no idea what's that. The little jumping, pouncing cat is beautiful. Jaguar, all these while, I mean, for someone in my age, 40 over year old, and for those who are 50 over year old, we remember the time whereby you have BMWs, and then you have the Mercedes running around, Volvos running around, and then at the higher end you have Jaguar, Maserati, Porsche and all that. But Jaguar has since come down, and they aren't able to compete now. It's a brand that I want to see it get successful. It is one of those legacy brands that means a lot to the world. Back in the 1950s, Jaguar is the Bugatti of its era. Alright, they make the world's fastest sedan, the world's fastest car. They are a force to be reckoned with. But of course, under Ford ownership, the British ain't helping themselves anyway. I mean, let's not go back there. And then there was a point of time where Jaguar and Aston Martin were in the same group. But now I think Jaguar and Land Rover is a good fit. I hope under Tata leadership, they're doing well, but they're not. They're not doing well, okay? So for a company that is not doing well to produce a car that is so well built in abundance of quality materials, I give them a thumbs up. Look at these seats. Brilliant seats. Fantastic seats. Do you recognize them? Yes, you can recognize them in the Mercedes A45. Right, almost there. These are sports powered seats. Basically, it's like a semi-bucket seat, semi-bucket leather seat. You know, it's comfortable enough. It's not as plushy as the BYD Seal. You know, the BYD Seal has this shape and is super plush. This is really a sports seat, but inside what is a family sedan slash hatchback slash SUV kind of car, which the I-Pace is. Okay, this one again feels like Alcantara all around the headliner. Really nice, very nice quality materials everywhere. Speakers up here, microphones here, sunglass holder, rubberized inside, and the screen is high resolution. All right, not the fastest in terms of refresh rate and all that, but I like the icons. The icons of this screen, never mind the UI UX thing, okay, it's not super duper user friendly, but these are things that you can get used to it as long as everything at first glance you understand it, right? Navigation, phone, media, and then you press this, and then there are no feedbacks, there's no haptic feedback, whatever. Maybe there's a setting inside, but I like how they design the icons and all that. It has a classy feel to it, right? It doesn't require really high resolution, so if the screen doesn't break down, this type of icon design will not get old. Okay, and of course you can see a big gloss black panel. I'm not sure if there's one that is huge, but to be honest, any screen that is larger than what your hand needs to operate is useless. Case in point, Lexus's new ginormous screen, which they do not know how to make use of it, and then they just make all the icons bigger. Tesla as well, giant screen. All the Chinese cars, giant screen is I mean, if you watch TV and all that, it's alright, but at the end of the day, yeah, provided you're media centric, you play videos up here, and then you have your navigation here, and then you have some games that you play halfway, you pause there. Yeah, other than that, giant screens is just there to create sense of value, because a 17-inch screen and a 12-inch screen in terms of costs in China is minimal. In terms of their price differences, it's very minimal. Okay, and those cost way lesser than having something integrated, you know, with the panels and all that, the molding that you have to fit into the center dash design and all that. Sorry, a phone call came in. Yeah, so I mean, there are a lot of buttons, a lot of dials, you know, which people like, you know, the volume dial and all that, the physical buttons, which is very nice. But I've been trying to turn on the heads-up display, and I've been trying, you know, okay, it's the type of trying whereby I'm driving and I wonder if there's a quick button for me to access, and then I couldn't find it. And then I briefly came in here to have a look, and I'm not sure where do I go for it, right? Where is the, like, car settings? It's not there. So yeah, that's my point, you know. I want to info panel, display layout. 1 dial, 2 dial, map, media, driver assistance. Okay. Is this button to go back? Okay, info panel or HUD. What am I doing? Okay, it's pretty slow. Okay, there it goes. My heads-up display is up. Yeah, I've been trying to. Wow, it's pretty slow versus my scrolling. See that? I scroll and I leave, and then I scroll, I leave. yeah, it's a little bit slow, but it's all right. It's all right. Okay. Yep. So interesting. So vehicle settings, everything is in this screen. All right. Everything is accessed through these buttons and through this screen. And this one, it seems, is just navigation, cameras, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and somehow low traction launch is here, and something to do with the EV and all that. So there's no car settings here. Yeah, if there's a car setting, I think it will be more direct, I guess. But nevertheless, these are just short things that you can get used to, I suppose. This is outdated. Nobody use scroll bars anymore. We scroll with the screen. So graphics are good. The interaction is, but you see that? There's a big setting button outside here, and you press in, and all it does is for the brightness of the screen, home screen, audio. Yep. So yeah, okay, but little bit iffy, but it's all right. Okay. Now, this one is interesting. They give you a separate screen and with two really eye-catchy knobs, climate knobs, so that for quick access. Okay. This screen serves not a lot if you look at it. This one already feels old day one, and it doesn't match with that. And this one you touch here is for the recirculation, which is not inside here under climate. It's outside here. Maybe they want it for quick access, but it's touch sensitive. So a quick touch. Is it capacitive or is it? Okay, so it's capacitive. Okay, and then where the air blows and all that, and then for your seat default is always here. So when it's climate, it's here. Look at that. Push to change seat setting, and then pull once to do the air circulation. Okay, and also when you're at seat, you see this, the push and pull toggles between these two. I'm now in seat, and if I pull, oh, it doesn't. Now I'm doing climate. Interesting. And if I press, nothing. If I press again, still seat. If I press again, it's temperature. Press again, it's seat. You see, since it has a pressing motion, right? The interaction of this is pressing. I can press once to go to temperature for aircon. I press once to go to seat. Why is it that I need to pull to go to aircon, air volume? You see, the thing is when you design car interiors, right, you better have things that push rather than pull. Why? Because pushing something has a limit to how far it travels. Pulling it doesn't, right? And over time, things that push and pull, I'm not sure. You better just let me push and, just toggle between it. And if I can press climate, and I'm in climate, I should be able to just push and do my air volume, the fan setting, push again to do my temperature adjustment. If I'm in seat, then I will turn for the seat one, right? Which is logic. So this is a bit of a, and for this one, you push, all you can do is just toggle between. You can pull this, but then it does nothing. All right. So I think this one is a bit of a, again, the hardwares are okay. You know, in Jaguar Land Rover, they have the Land Rover, they have the screen where the dial hovers on top. I think that is brilliant. Okay, and I think there's no shame in just reusing that. You know, maybe they want to separate the, I don't know, the pricing and all that. So it's all right, but I just felt this whole panel is honestly unnecessary. Because you can have this here, right? One push and you adjust the air volume, and then this one you can, I don't know, I mean, push, just push them to toggle to cycle between them. I think that will be fine, right? And you don't need this actually. And then to have this is pretty large, pretty thick. It's pretty thick. So we have a sort of like a floating console, and then there's a wireless charger behind. There's no aircon being routed to the wireless charger. I mean, I don't expect that from European manufacturers. Now that it seems that for in-car stuff, they are always a little bit behind. But I've seen that on Asian makes, whereby they route air vents to the wireless panel. You need that because they heat up like mad. Okay, this one controls the air suspension, raise the car and lower it. Driving modes. Is that what does that do? Select a gear, ASPC ready. Maybe for some off-road stuff or what. But it shows a speedometer with an arrow. I don't know. Mode to toggle between eco, rain, ice, snow, and what? No. I just want to toggle between it. Why? Oh, you see, that's the thing. These two buttons are related. So you press this to go up to rain, ice, snow. Press this to go down, eco, comfort, dynamic. Yeah. Wow. Interesting choice of the legend. Okay, here are the gear levers, the buttons. All right, drive, neutral, reverse, park. Interesting, these are coated in the metallic feel, but these are not. They could have just used the same one, it looked better. This one, I'm not sure what is it for. Small little compartment for something, I don't know. Okay, here we have cup holders. See, like that rubber bubble thing that holds your cup. Okay, pretty deep enough. I just love the plastic that they use in this car. All the plastics they use in this car is high quality plastics. There are no low quality plastics. Okay, the leather as well is very nice. Soft touch stuff is very nice. Okay, this one has a click lock, and you see it's not in the middle, it's on the sides, so you can run stuff through here, the cables and all that. All right, here you have a 12-volt socket, USB, SIM, and USB-C. And there is a little strap thing to hold your stuff. Decent. This one holds your cards. People always forget about that. And that's about it for the front passenger compartment. Okay, speakers are over there. Door bins are not full length, but it's all right. And the car is actually pretty wide. Okay, it's actually pretty wide. It's a car that from the outside it looks small, but inside here it doesn't feel small. Okay, sitting position is perfect. The driving position is perfect. You can't see the front end because it tapers down, so it's a bit of a guess where your front end is. And it's very far away from the windscreen. It's impossible to even grab anything. This is the type of car whereby you can slot a 100 ringgit note at the base of the windscreen and challenge people to grab it without even moving your car, because nobody can reach there. Impossible. It's just really far and really raked, the windscreen. Okay, there is a panoramic roof, all right, that is really heavily tinted, so no fears about heat emanating in, because as there is no cover There is no cover to be found, and there are no ambient lighting. So when you got on the car, right, apart from this being lit up, this one, some stuffs that are lit up, the whole car just feels really, really dark. There's no light coming out from the footwell or underneath the armrest for the door bins. You know, it's just nothing. Okay. Now, before I go to the rear passenger compartment, all I want to say is that for the driver's seat, it's comfortable, it's spacious and all that. Now, the whole dash design. Let's look through from the doors to the dash. All right, the design, the execution of it, all that over here. My conclusion is it is not an attractive looking interior. Mercedes knows how to do an attractive interior. Land Rover knows how to do that. All right, this one is not. It just feels like you have this somewhere, and then you chuck it in, you know. There's just no cohesive design that goes on, you know. For some reason, this was recessed with the black panel there, just having some dust over there. And then suddenly you have this strip, which is nice. Inlays are always nice in cars. And then suddenly here you have the plastics, which is not gloss black, where if it has gloss black, it would gel in with this together. It would look nicer, but then the gloss black was here for no reason. And I just find the design is just, it's a bit all over the place. So one guy designed it halfway, went for lunch, another come back, got a phone call, finish it for him, and then, you know, a bit everywhere. I just find that, okay, this one can lock and lock, that one could only lock. Was it? Why? Yeah, it only locks. It doesn't unlock. You have to come back here for unlock. Why? Why? You have this set lying there in your factory anyway. Just replicate it over there, right? And then this is self-explanatory, usable, practical, very comfortable. No sharp edges here. No sharp edges anywhere. In fact, it's very well fitted. But again, like I said, costs. 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, 4 panel, 5, 6. These are separate parts being put together, mind you. See that? Okay. Soft everywhere. It's nice, it's comfortable. The seats are overtly sporty. They could have been a little bit plusher, but they're sport seats because is this a sports car? Okay, let's go to the back. Since this car has a start-stop button, I don't expect it to switch off the car when I go out, but it does. So how do I go to the back seat? So I'm left with 82% and 288 km range. So if I want to go to the back seat, how do I keep the air condition running? That is a science on its own, right? Let's do this. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, now I'm in the back seats. It is very spacious. The seat angle is just nice. You cannot recline it. No, there's no. Again, I don't expect European manufacturers to excel in these things. It's always the Asian mix that does it better in terms of interior packaging. And seats are okay. The angle is fine. The angle is perfectly fine. Okay, and I love the view out of this glass panel, but because it's curved, there is a lot of interior reflection going on, which, I mean, if I have a panoramic roof, I love it to be something that I see out as if I'm really seeing out instead of reflecting the entire dashboard because of the curvature. Small observation, not a complaint, okay? the seats from the back, the thin seats benefit rear passenger because it gives a lot of room. Okay, right, visibility out of here, this is my vantage point, is fantastic. The visibility is fantastic. Sitting behind here, you will not feel claustrophobic because it's really nice. There are no air vents here. Interesting design consideration. Given that this is an EV, I don't think there's any running axles or whatnot. Okay, there's a 5-volt USB here in abundance. 12-volt socket, 5-volt USB. Seat heater controls are somehow housed here. I mean, people expect aircon vents here, but it's not. But never mind, they have a costlier option for people. They put it in the B pillar, which means instead of routing one duct underneath here, coming out here, they have to route one, go down, split to left and right, come up here. And then you need a bigger B pillar, which if it is B pillar, I prefer it to be up here. You know, it's more logical, but it's alright if it's here. Even there are no controls, so you don't have like 4-zone climate controls or whatnot at the rear. Okay, you can only rely on the air coming from the front. Okay, and this is tight. Nothing much, just cup holders, very shallow. Again, Mazda makes the most expensive armrest in the entire industry, more expensive than Bentley or Cayenne, you know, or Urus for that matter. Mazda's armrest has a cup holder that is integrated, a phone holder. This thing can open up, it's carpeted inside with USB ports. Talk about luxury. Okay, I mean, sometimes when you come out from Mazda's, right, you felt like, wow, these kind of build is in Mazda's already. But I like these kind of touches, you know. Mazda sometimes just forgot about it, you know. Yeah, you have dome lights at the back, not the front. Okay, and look at my knee room. I always say I'm 5'11", 179 cm, but that was something I remember from my secondary school days. That day I measured, I'm 180 and with shoes, with my sports shoes, I'm like what, 183 or 184. Anyway, yep, size 11 feet. I can pardon my household attire. From the seat base to the rails of the front seat, I can house my size 11.5 feet. Okay, let's go to the boot section. Ingress and egress is really good because this car is raised. This is like a SUV ride height without the SUV ceiling height. Okay, that's the boot. And sorry, my glasses fogged up. Okay, very, very spacious boot, and having a lift back means loading stuffs would be awesome. Okay, now the load lip is of course low because this car is like an in-between. It is higher than those sedans, it is lower than most SUVs. It does everything the GLE does, okay, except not as tall. Handles way sharper. Yeah, it's a Jaguar anyway. It's a Jaguar. And yep. Look at this extensive metal work over here. Alright, so anyway, okay, it's a mixture, you see. Now when you got to the back, you were wondering all the liberal use of all those metal plated plastics, why it did not reach here with a nice Jaguar word emblazoned here. Here is just plastic, right? These are plastics as well. And then this is not even a tonneau cover, it's just a parcel shelf with these strings that screams Japanese and screams cheap. Okay, this is not cheap, not super cheap, but yeah, nothing groundbreaking back here. You have some hook points. Okay, so by itself it's not a ginormous boot. Okay, and I mean there are very little reason to remove the parcel as well, because it's a slant back. So it's not like after you remove that you can fill it up to the brim. You reach the, I mean you fill it a bit more, I would say, and then you might liberate out another, I don't know, 70-80 liters. Okay, now you can put the seats down, but not from here. Okay, being an electric car, you might target ladies and all that. Right. Again, I don't expect European car makers to be good in these sort of things. It's always the Asian makes that better. Right. Heavy seat backs, and once these are all down, you can hold a lot more stuffs. But then, yeah, nothing catches the seatbelt when you put that down. Okay, I'm not expecting too much for these European brands in terms of ergonomics and packaging. Not something they're good at. They're good in handling, right? That opening, you know, the opening of it is remarkably smaller than the opening of the metal doors. Okay, anyway, close it, and now we talk about its exterior. Let me cut the video here and continue. All right. Sorry for that. Yes, it has a weird proportion. This car has a weird proportion. First off, it has a swooping A to C pillar, like a sports car, and then here from the front, it looks like a sedan. It looks like a sedan, right? And then you have this arrow feature here that goes in and out like a cup car, not just a sports car. Look at that. Tell me what you're thinking now. Please tell me what you're thinking now. Right. You see, in a car like this that has the ride height of an SUV, this thing here need not be there. Okay, it doesn't need to be there. There's just too many people's opinions and too many ideas being implemented. Where it's like they're having a good time themselves. It's like, wow, this is a success. We need something that catches the attention of the British motoring media, so that they give us praises. All right, on our amazing design. This is Adrian Newey shit. You know, why do I say all that? Let me try and open it up. Yeah. Yep. You put your cable here, and then you have, wow, this arrow feature down here that pulls air into this and then gushes it out from the bonnet. Wow. Do you need that in a family car? I rather it doesn't have that and give me more room in the front for me to store stuffs. You know, that would be more practical. Okay, reduce the cut line of this front end, just have the bonnet go all the way out. You know, that would serve more purpose. Alright. Yeah, classic Jaguar design for the headlights. And it's a mixture of everything, seriously. Right, it's a mixture of everything. The tires are huge SUV tires. Okay, Eagle F1. And these are 245, 50. The profile is 50. No wonder it's so comfortable. 20-inch. Okay, air suspension. And you have these electronic. Isn't it key near me? Why doesn't it lock? Are the emissions still on? Nope. The key is in my pocket. Isn't the key in my pocket? Yes, it is. Interesting. Is there like a... Is there a door that wasn't shut well? No, it's off. It's off. Doesn't want to lock. This is shut well. By right, this should have nothing to do with that. What's going on? Ouch. Oh. Maybe I confused the car from my in-car, out-of-car, start the car thing just now. And then it got like, oh, where am I now? What am I doing now? What mode I'm... Interesting. What's going on? Why does it lock? Okay, I'll figure that out. Something must be amiss. Press it again to stop. Press it again to close. And I have no idea. I give up. Anyway, yep, you see the whole design of the car. I just find it odd, but I like the ride height of the car because I can drive it like an SUV. Okay, and it's certainly sporty looking with its fastback profile. Very unique. I don't feel I have too much of a visibility problem. And the rear end that is just like chopped off, I'm not sure about it. I mean, it has all the Jaguar design cues, but yeah, a lot of stuff going on. And this one again, spoiler, I mean, it's normal, it's alright. Yep. The drive. Let's talk about the drive. Oh, you can watch my video. Continue on. I have my driving video. What am I talking about? In short, you can continue watching it, but I tell you, the drive of this for a car that is like an SUV is amazing. Okay, it is amazing. This, put it simply, it outhandles the Cayenne. Okay, it will outhandle the Cayenne easily. All right, it's so the way the car handles is so well tuned. And the amazing part is that even though it has an air suspension, there is so much road feel through the chassis of the car, through everything. You feel the grains of the road through the steering, through your bum, and it's not uncomfortable. It's informative without being uncomfortable, and it only transfers whatever that is needed. It's amazing. You drive this car, you can judge your traction, you can judge a lot of stuff. You know how much traction you have, you know what the front wheels are doing, you know you can continue to push the car on the inside lane of a winding corner, how much you can do that. You know how far you can go. It's amazing. For a tire with 50 profile, this kind of ride height, air suspension, being an EV, everything is going against that, but they managed to give you all the feel. So this is a weird car. It's for people who loves driving but wants an EV and needs the practicality and drives hard even though it's a heavy, big EV. The car doesn't feel light at all. The car feels extremely substantial. You get onto the car, you move the steering wheel, you start rolling off, right? You felt like you're driving like a 2.5 ton British car. You know, it's just heavy. But my gosh, the drive is amazing. All right, that's the Jaguar I-Pace. Is it worth buying? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. My colleague Alex had a friend, a girlfriend, a female friend, you know. According to him, she only buys Jaguars. She only buys Jaguars. So when he told her Jaguar has an EV, she's like, oh, I want to buy. And then she went online and checked the range, which is not very healthy. For the price, I mean, you cannot compete with Chinese cars. Nobody can compete with Chinese cars when it comes to price versus range. Nobody. Okay? That's about it. Cheers. Another thing I noticed, this car doesn't have a 360 camera. Why? It beats me. Alright. I don't think it's something expensive. I don't think Jaguar Malaysia doesn't want to spec it. I believe it's a case of availability or a bundle with packages when it comes to the car's specs. Okay, and the rear view camera is okay lah, very very clear, and the ultrasonic stuffs are okay. And the one last thing that I noticed is that somehow there is a bit of a delay with his you know, the high beam. You can hear when I pull the stalks, you can hear it. Okay, let me lower the aircon volume. I pull the stalks and you look at the high beam again. I have no idea why the high beam isn't directly connected to this stock. Instead, the stock goes through the ECU and it still gives the command out. It's just a little bit slow. Take note. Not a big complaint, just an observation again. Okay? To stop. There we go. Oh, there's dome light. Oh! Oh! Oh, there's dome light. Oh! Oh, I couldn't turn it on the other day. Dumb me, silly me. Okay, I'm an idiot. Cheers. Look at that Jaguar. Not bad, not bad. Yeah. Yep. There you go. You don't need to take out a key actually. You just press this, and then this comes out, and then press it again. That goes in. Okay? Yeah, but I myself don't like this type of electromechanically controlled door handles that comes out. I'm just worried if there is anything and they don't come out, what is the mechanical way of opening the doors? That would be curious. Alright, cheers. Good morning. Initially, I only wanted to roll the camera when there's more sunlight. I kid you not, it is already 7:15 in the morning. It's like a lunar eclipse here. It's super dark. Crazy. I'm driving the Jaguar I-Pace. Yes, the electric car. And first impressions, I do not know why, but the entire car just feels very dark. But so far, I can't really see how the interior design looks like since this morning. But whatever I'm touching, I'm feeling, it feels great. It's solid. If you were to blindfold me, I would have swear this is a Range Rover. I've been saying it for many years that Jaguar and Land Rover belong to the same company. Why can't they employ the same level of interior build? And this one seems to be it. It feels nice. Everywhere feels nice. Feels solid. Feels substantial. Feels Teutonic. That feeling. Steering wheel looks beautiful. The middle spoke, you know, the the ones in the middle that house the buttons and all that, they seem a little bit too fat for just any human's hands. I mean, nobody holds steering wheel like that, but the spokes themselves are alright. The spokes themselves are good. And I tell you, the drive, oh, the drive. Okay, you feel the weight of the car. The car is definitely heavy. But it's the way the car sits, the way somehow they manage to make you feel that, hey, why is there steering feel? There is steering feel. The little vibrations on the road. And the way the car settles itself the moment you change direction, brilliant. How nice if my Audi RS6 sits like that in terms of suspension and in terms of steering, having this kind of nice feedback on the way it changes the weightage of the steering at different speeds, at different angles. Now, there's more sunlight. Now we're talking. It's a comfortable car. It is a comfortable car, not in the traditional sense of luxury, couch, sofa, that sort of comfortable. No, it is comfortable in the sense that you feel the sportiness of its chassis, but nothing at any given time runs out of the depth of its suspension and its body control. It is interesting. Alright, foggy. It was dark just now, it's foggy now. Another thing, when I got out of the car, I was trying to switch on the dome lights. I couldn't find them. There were no dome lights. And yeah, the car steers well. You feel the weight, but it steers really well. Sort of like a Cayenne. No, the Cayenne is actually more lumpy compared to this. This one sits really, really well. It's like an enlarged hatchback. See? Oh, so nice. Doesn't understeer. And the car just manages its weight so well. The brake pedal feel as well. I think Jaguars, right? Immediately you get out the car, when you roll off, there is almost zero time needed to adapt to how the car drives. It's very intuitive. Whoa! Oops. Kasihan that guy. The car was resting in the drain. with both left wheels pointing up the hills. Crazy. Lovely car to drive. Immediately you turn, the car settles. Yeah, the car just settles immediately. Oh, so nice. I think all the Chinese EVs should buy one of these Jaguar I-Pace and work out or try their best to get as close as possible to this. And they have a fantastic... Okay. Again, I want to add something here. In terms of the road feedback, you see, a European consumer, a European driver, a British driver would perhaps appreciate that, you know, how the road, oh, sunlight, thank God. Yeah, I'm feeling so much of the road. But for an EV that wants outright comfort, this may not be it. This is the perfect feel that you want in a sporty sedan, in a sporty wagon, in a sporty family car, or a sporty SUV. Alright, you can definitely feel that the chassis is dynamic. It is a fun-loving chassis. Alright? But if you're aftering a comfortable family car, a comfortable electric car, then perhaps this is a little bit too much of road surface information being sent in through the minor vibrations of the entire car that never discomforts you, and also the minor bumps that you can feel through your butt. It is an enjoyable car when it when it transfers so much stuff to you while you're trying to navigate a mountain road. Actually, I say hi mainly because sorry that I come in like that. My honk is a little bit also where he sped up. Anyway. Brilliant. You know, this type of car, right, that gives you so much confidence, right? You brake less. Yes, you brake less. You apply the brakes less. Well, instances like that, you have to brake, right? Let's try a heavy throttle. Oh. I have a friend following me for the first time, so I will not give him the wrong assumption that on a wet morning like this he can just follow my speed. Not that I'm bragging, just that I'm extremely familiar with the roads, even the undulation, even where the bumps are, even where everything is. See, this car speed up. Even though he put on his signal, he accelerated. Anyway, let's cut him safely. It's a nice driving car. Other than that, I see heads-up display, I see the aircon control dials are nice. Just the overall design of the car is a little bit it's not ugly, certainly not ugly. It's also not the byword for wow, amazing, I've never seen this interior before. Nope, it's pretty traditional Jaguar style. Okay, but everything seems out there. I haven't been having any problem using the car. This car has been launched. Oh, so nice. The front end. Wow. Jaguar. What are you doing? I can use this opportunity to teach my friend the lines. Yeah. Don't even need to apply the brakes. Here is one steering, two corners. See, my steering never move. See that? Oh, another car crash. Careful, people. Be careful. For people who look at this car as an SUV, okay, I hate the fact that it keeps on automatically opening back the air vents to let outside air in. It keeps on doing that. I hate that. What was I saying just now? Sometimes there are some cars that crash and get stuck here. Ooh, somewhat heavy braking. Be careful. Very good. This car drives really well for what is something that you can immediately tell is more than 2 tons, something that you know is big and heavy, something that has a lot of power. Yeah, it drives really well. Fantastic handling for an elephant of a car. Okay? But I think some people who wants plushness may feel that, hey, why the seats are so thin? These are outright sports seats. These are the kind of seats that you see in AMG A45s, I kid you not. And they put them here. But they're comfortable. Such a sorted chassis. Good job, Jaguar. Exterior wise, I don't like how this car looks. I just don't like how it looks. It's a bit too... They should have let go of the Jaguar home family looks and went on the design on their own when they designed this car. But they just, you know, the front looks a bit like an XE and then the rear has a chop off tail, stuffs like that. Yeah. Oh, I see everybody here. Good morning! It's a jet! Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Morning. I made it! They came down from Genting with 20 something km. Now it's 24 km and I have made it to the charger. The charger. Let's get it charged. with the charger. Alright, let's go. Alright, from 20%, 7 hours of charging, I reached 92%. And it cost me 19 ringgit. Yeah.